Hello, we're from Group 911 and this video will explain about the westward expansion. Here we have me, Amadea and Rois.
I'm Winda Pratiwi.
I'm Ayu.
I'm Hanief.
And so this video, firstly, we have the definition of the westward expansion. Second, we have the definition of the Homestead Act. Third, we have the effect of the Homestead Act. Fourth, we have the reason why the Homestead Act failed. Without further ado, let's start with the first topic. During the 19th century, more than 1.6 million square kilometers or a million square miles of land west of the Mississippi River was acquired by the United States federal government. This led to a widespread migration west, referred to as westward expansion. It began with the Louisiana Purchase and was fueled by the gold rush, the Oregon Trail, and a belief in manifest destiny. So there are many of the events of the westward expansion. First is the manifest destiny, the Louisiana Purchase, the Corps of Discovery Expedition, the War of 1812, Missouri Compromise and the Kansas-Nebraska Act, Monroe Doctrine, the Indian Removal Act and the Trail of Tears, the Oregon Trail and the Oregon Territory, Mexican-American War, California Gold Rush, Klondike Gold Rush, Transcontinental Railroad, and finally what we're going to discuss is the Homestead Act.
So, Homestead Act of 1862 is one of the most significant and enduring event in the westward expansion of the United States. By granting 160 acres of free land to claimants, it allowed nearly any man or woman a chance to live in the American dream. Individual was given an ownership of the land for 5 years and improved the land by building home and producing crop. When President Abraham Lincoln signed the Homestead Act into law on May 20, 1862, he created a method of westward expansion that would exist for the next 123 years, eventually be responsible for the settlement of over 270 million acres of the American landscape. He also fulfilled the long-held hopes and dreams of many free land advocates who had for years been lobbying for the passage of some of the Homestead Law.
The Homestead Act had an immediate and enduring effect of America that is still felt today. It affected public lands in 30 of 50 states. It brought about the fast, sweeping changes to nearly every aspect of life in the country and helped define the world. May 20, 2002 marks the 140th anniversary of Lincoln's approval of the Act. And this brief description of it and its importance to American life is over in honor of this event. Of the 2 million that made claims of 160 acres parcels of the land throughout the life of Homestead Act, approximately 780,000 were successful, proving up their pieces of ground after required 5 years at acquiring their individual deeds. This number demonstrated about 60% of those that began the homesteading process never completed. Why was the value rate so high? Many factors contribute to claimants not lasting the 5 years.
Foremost among these factors was the sheer difficulty of farming on so many western land. The ground was often tough, or the soil of an extremely poor quality. One Kansas town advertised itself as having soil of rich, black, and sandy loam. When settlers were arrived, however, they found that sandy was the only part of the description that held any truth. Many farmers simply could not make anything grow in the ground they have chosen. Natural disaster was also the forces that created problems for farmers. Prairie fires, winter blizzards, tornadoes, and insects infestation were all capable of destroying a year's worth of work in just a few hours. Poor hygiene and lack of proper medical care often led to illnesses that wiped out entire homesteader family. The common cold could easily develop into pneumonia when the closest doctor was 100 miles away.
So that is all for our topic in this video. Thank you for watching. See you.